Excuse me. Here we go. All right. So now that we are here and we're flexing this, all right, everything is coordinated. So this is good. We are live. This is great. I'm going to X out of that to make sure that I'm not in. All right. So let's check in. Let me go live here. Let me be sure I turn down my volume so I'm not spilling in. So it is 6:01 and let's go ahead and I'm going to actually let's start the record. All right, thank you all so much for showing up. I appreciate it. So you all know me, Coach Trev, the accountability coach. And let's jump in. Before we start, I want to do something that's really going to expose this whole problem, this whole issue here. So for those that are here, if you, by the way, if you're watching this live, put hashtag live in the chat. If you're watching on the replay, put hashtag replay in the chat. That way, I know if you have a question as you're watching the replay, then I can come back and be sure that I address that. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. Let me share my screen, and that way we can get this together. Here we go. Done deal. Beautiful. All right. And let me get this going. Yep. So this is good. We're going to get this started. So title of it, Stop Managing Time, Stop Managing Time, Start Managing Energy. All right. So that's one of the key things. Here we go. Let's expand that out. Done deal. All right. So I want to get started with something right away. You all see this? And what I want you to do is pull up your calendar right now. All right. No, seriously, pull up your calendar, grab your phone, open your calendar, and look at this week. All right. So grab your phone. No, really. If you're watching this live replay, pull up your calendar, pause this and pull it up. Don't be distracted by the cover. Pull it up, pull up your phone, pull up your calendar, all that. And now, when you look at this week, tell me how many of those perfectly blocked time slots actually got used for what you planned? How many times, now think about this. How many times did you have the time, but not the energy? All right. So drop a number in the chat. Like what percentage of your planned deep work actually happened? So, was it 80, 95%, 75? All right. So let's take a quick look here. Let's see who's brave enough. We got some from brave enough, 30s, 40s. Anybody admitting to 20%? All right. So, if you put 20%, that's real. So you had time, your calendar was perfect, but basically you were too depleted to use it. So tonight what we're going to do is we're gonna basically blow up everything that you've been taught about productivity. Like, and truthfully, you may think that this is a joke, but here it is. Time management is a scam. And so I'm about to prove it, right? So let's go and prove that right now. Stay with me. So let's talk about the time management lie. That's right. This is the lie that you've been sold. They told you if you just manage your time better, if you just had the right app, the right system, if you had the right morning routine, the right night right routine, you'd finally be productive. So, so yeah, so you tried everything, right? You tried everything that you had. You tried time blocking. You tried the Pomodoro technique. You tried getting up at 5 a.m. You tried batching tasks. You tried digital calendars, physical calendars. You probably spent more time planning your time than actually using it. Do we attest to that? You know, where did it get you? Now, you're still exhausted, still behind, still feeling like you're failing. So if that's you, a drop a one in the chat. If you tried at least 3 different time management systems in the last year, put a one in the chat. All right, let me just check in here. Put a one into the chat. Seriously. All right, so let's go. Now, look at the ones here. And when I think about it, I'm included here. So we have all been played. Because here's what no one told you. See, time management is a 1990 solution to a 2025 problem. See, back then in the 90s, information was scarce. It was energy was assumed. They thought you had it. This is, they tell you you have it. Okay, they must be right. Now, information is basically infinite. So energy is scarce. You don't have a time problem. You've never had a time problem. None of us. We've never had a time problem. What we had and what you have is an energy problem. And regardless of what you think, no calendar app is going to fix that. None. So let me prove this to you with a simple scenario. All right, let's think about this. It's 2 p.m. Let's say you have 2 hours blocked for that one important project, that one important business project that you're doing. All right, so your calendar's clear, notifications are off, doors closed, perfect conditions. But what happens? You, you got 4 hours of sleep. Why? Because you were doom scrolling until 2 a.m. You had 3 back-to-back meetings this morning that drained you. You skipped lunch because you were too busy. So what happens? What do? You sit there for 2 hours doing fake work, moving files around, saving this here, rewriting the same paragraph 6 times, checking email, checking all your different portals. See, you had the time. Problem is you didn't have the energy to use it. So now let's flip it. Same project, but now you only have 45 minutes because that's all you could find. That's it. Only thing now is you're fully rested. See, you protected your morning energy, you took breaks, you're in your peak zone. See, you knock out more in those 45 minutes than you did in those 2 exhausted hours. See, that's why time management doesn't work. Time without energy is worthless. See, energy without time, you still get things done. So, so let's speak on that. Boom. Now, let's find out, let's talk about why you're exhausted. So why are we running on empty all the time? And it's not because we're weak, it's not because you lack discipline, it's none of those things. Like it's really because you've been managing the wrong resource. First, you've been taught that being busy equals being productive. So you fill every minute of your calendar that makes you successful. You know what that does? It makes you tired. So that's first. Second, you treat yourself like a machine. And so when it comes to machines, and let me go full screen. When it comes to machines with that, when it comes to that, machines run at the same speed all day. They don't stop. But you're human. Humans don't. See, we have rhythms, we have ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. The challenge is you're trying to force productivity at 3 p.m. when your brain checked out at 1. So that's a problem. Third thing, you've accepted energy drain as normal. That's your norm. The coworker, the person or the business partner that talks to you for 45 minutes about nothing, you just deal with it. Those pointless meetings, part of the day. Notifications every 3 minutes, that's just life. That's how life goes. There's nothing you can do, right? Wrong. So fourth, you think rest is reward you earn after you're productive. See, that's backwards. It is. Because think about this. Rest is really the fuel that makes productivity possible. You wouldn't try to drive across the country and then fill up your gas tank. It makes no sense. See, you've been trying to be productive without protecting the energy you need to be productive. Basically, it's like trying to cook without ingredients. So let's let's look at some information behind it because I know you've been hearing me speak, you've been hearing me talk about this, and you're thinking, okay, well, this is what Trevor thinks. No, this isn't just Coach Trevor. Let's get some numbers behind this. All right. So let's look at this data. Now, this is a Stanford study, and these are where these numbers come from. So people working 55 hours per week. 55 hours per week, or 55 or more hours per week, get less done than people working 40. See, not even the same amount, they get less. Why? Because after a certain point, you're not working, you're just present. All right. So now look at the research. Second point, research on peak performance. The average knowledge worker only has 2 hours and 48 minutes of truly productive time per 8-hour day. The rest, busy work, fake work, looking busy, been there, done that. So I've been part of that. Now, but here's the one, the bottom one here that should wake you up. Studies show energy management increases productivity twice as much as time management. Not once, twice as much as time management. 2 times the results. But guess what? No one's teaching this. Why? Because you can't sell energy in the App Store. You can't. The highest performers aren't working more hours. They're working their best hours. See, they're not managing time. They're managing energy. And see, once you see this, you can't unsee this. Now you know this is facts. You cannot deny this. This is study. This isn't from Coach Trev. This is studies that have been done and proven over time. Done deal. All right. If this is resonating, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. So here's the revolution that I'm proposing. Now, I say revolution because you may think I'm just going here and saying, okay, well, is it really a revolution? See, revolution, that term is key when it comes to this because it's not just revelation, it's a revolution because we're talking about time. So here is the revolution. I'm proposing that you stop managing time and you start managing energy. This means stop asking, when can I fit this in? And start asking, when do I have energy for this? So what you're going to do is you're going to stop trying to be productive for 8 hours straight. You're going to start maximizing your 2 to 3 peak hours and accepting that the rest is maintenance. That's right, just maintenance. So that's the key thing. You got to stop trying to be productive for those 8 hours. You got to stop treating every hour as equal. That's the challenge. If you think about it, you're treating every hour equally. And you've got to start recognizing that 1 peak energy hour is worth 4 depleted hours. Think about that. 1 peak hour. Oh, let me go back. That 1 peak hour is worth 4 depleted hours. Huge. Stop pushing through exhaustion and start protecting your energy like it's a bank account. See, this isn't about working less, though you probably will. It's really about working with your biology instead of against it. It's about being a human instead of pretending to be a machine, right? So think about it. When you make this shift, this particular shift, everything changes. Suddenly, you're getting more done in less time. You're less stressed, and you actually have energy left at the end of the day. You remember now why you started chasing those goals in the first place. So let's break this down and find out what's the first thing that you have to do, because now you're managing your energy and you're finding those peak hours. So what's the first thing that you've got to do? Let's put this all up. You've got to, let's put it all up here. All right. So you've got to find your peak hours. That's important. That is key. All right. So everyone has 2 to 3 hours per day when your brain is actually on. It's not just working, not just, muddling through, making it through the day. Actually, your brain is at its peak, firing on all cylinders. Now, for most people, it's morning. Now, for some people, it is late afternoon, and for night owls, it might be 10 p.m. Doesn't matter. So what doesn't matter. What matters is you know what it is for you. So here's your assignment. What you do is you track your energy every 2 hours for 1 week. Rate it 1 to 10. No lying to yourself. So after a week, you'll see the pattern clear as day. Once you find your power hours, you protect them like it's Fort Knox, like it's worth gold, millions and millions of dollars. Why? Because they are. You have to think about this. When it comes to those peak hours and it comes to that, It's not about the meetings. There's no meetings, no emails, no quick questions. This is when you do your real deep work. So see, I had a client, and I had a client who discovered that their power hours were 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So he started protecting those 2 hours religiously. Like in 1 month, he basically accomplished more than he had in the previous six. Same person, same skills, different energy strategy. So your power hours are your secret weapon. See, most people waste them on email and meetings and all these other things, responding back quickly on what have you, just maybe sending a quick note, jumping in there and let me just put my 2 cents in. The point is, don't be most people. So you've got to understand that. So now let's talk about your energy protocol, the steps that you're going to take. All right. So once you know when you have your energy, you have to protect it. This isn't optional. This is survival. This is for you to thrive. First, you got to start saying no. That meeting that could have been an email, no. That favor that'll drain you, no. The social event that you're dreading that you have to do, the networking event, whatever it is you have to do, no. Say no. Someone says, hey, let's just connect, let's get on a Zoom one-on-one. No, I'm all set. Should Google different ways to say no. There are many. Every yes to something that drains you is a no to something that energizes you. Think about that. And I want to say that again, full screen. Everything, everything that you say yes to that drains you is a no to something that energizes you. Think about it. Why would you say no to something that's gonna give you energy? All right. Second thing you want to do is build recovery into your day, not your year, your day. 15-minute breaks between meetings or between your work, real lunch breaks, food. Well, it may not be food, might be a walk. And so, whatever, but real lunch breaks, evening shutdowns. See, this isn't lazy. This is strategic refueling, right? So the third thing you're going to do is identify and limit those energy vampires. Like you know who they are. It's the complainer, the person who creates drama, the person who extends the meetings, the ones, you have to set boundaries. You have to say, I've got 10 minutes, stick to it. That person that wants to do a one-on-one for a half hour? No. 15 minutes, I got a hard stop at this time, done deal. And you have a timer set that alarm goes off, that's noticeable on both ends, done deal. Fourth thing, you've got to automate decisions. Why? Let's think about this. You make 35,000 decisions a day, 35,000, not 3,500,000. Each one drains energy. Wear the same style clothes, eat the same lunch, have the same morning routine. Save your decision energy for what matters. See, this isn't about becoming a hermit. It's about being intentional with your energy and spend it on people and projects that matter, not on everything that people ask for. That's a key thing. All right. So now that we've done the energy protocol, what we want to do is let's look at designing your day, because that's what this is going to be about. It's about what is the day that you're going to have. So let's design your perfect day. Everyone ready? If this is landing, put a 1 into the chat. Put an 11 in chat. That's even better. A 111. All right. So now that we design, now that we design your day around energy, not time, this changes everything. So your peak 2, 3 hours that you have there, that's for your most important work, the work that moves the needle, not email, not meetings. It's your real work. This is the stuff that matters when you look back on your year. You're good, but not peak energy. See, that's for your meetings. Those are for calls. Those are for collaborations, maybe some networks. You're present, but not depleted. Now, your low energy time, that's when you do admin stuff. That's when check your emails, clear out, make room for things, delete this, clear that, rename this. It's the stuff that needs doing, but really doesn't need your A game. And recovery, that's not what's left over. That's scheduled. You actually have scheduled recovery time. See, that recovery time is scheduled and it's protected. That's what makes tomorrow possible. Now, let's think about this. I know you're thinking about this. I know what you're thinking. You're like, you know what? It's easy to say, Trev. It's easy to say, but I can't control my schedule like that. Really? 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 Let's think about this. You can't protect 2 hours a day? You can't say no to one meeting? Really? You can't take a real lunch break? Yes, you can. You can decide that. The thing is, you've just been taught that being available 24/7 makes you valuable. I've been there. That's that lingo. Oh, you're available 24/7? Okay. You're on vacation? Okay, we can still reach you this way? No. Being effective makes you valuable, and you can't be effective when you run on empty. Period. So let's let's see what you can implement immediately. Now that we've designed your day and we said that we've got your recovery, what's the one change you can make tomorrow? All right. Boom. Here we go. Put it all up there so that you can see. So now the one change you can make tomorrow is this, is that find your peak energy window. So you want to take your time. Oh, excuse me about that. You want to take your time and identify when you'll hit your peak energy. Now, your peak energy time could be 9 to 11. Maybe you have a workout. Maybe it's after your workout. Whenever it is, you've got to recognize it. Then you've got to block that time completely. Put it in your calendar as unavailable. Not deep work where people think you can interrupt or anything like that. You've got to put it as unavailable. You've got to use that time for the most important work. One thing, not a bunch of things, one thing, the thing that actually matters, not five things, one thing, and protect it and protect it. Somebody wants to meet, I'm booked. Email comes in, it can wait. Phone rings, you can put it on airplane mode. Why? This is your time. So just do this tomorrow. One day, use your peak energy for peak work. I guarantee you'll get more done in those 2 hours than you normally get done all day. And then what do you do now? You're gonna you're gonna do it again the next day and the next day. You're gonna make that your new normal. This is how you stop being busy and you start being productive. See, let me tell you why this works. You're not a machine. You're a biological system with natural rhythms. So when you work with those rhythms instead of against them, then everything becomes easier. It's just like that. Time management assumes that we're robots, that we have a consistent output that's going to be the same over a period of time. See, the difference here is energy management recognizes you're human with peaks and valleys. See, you've been trying to use willpower to overcome biology, and that's basically like trying to use willpower to not need sleep. Doesn't work. Your biology is always going to win. So the most successful people that I've coached, entrepreneurs, creatives, they've all learned a secret. Manage energy, not time. Work with your biology and not against it. See, that's the revolution. That's the shift. And once you make it, you can't go back to the old way. So let's see where you're at. Let's talk about the transformation you're now in. Okay. You can keep going. See, this is the thing. There's a question here. You ready to stop being exhausted and start being effective? So this is where you're at. You can keep doing what you're doing, keep managing time, keep being busy, keep wondering why you're exhausted, even though your calendar's optimized, or you can make the shift. You can stop managing time, start managing energy. Work with your biology, protect your peak hours, build in recovery, get twice as much done in half the time. See, I've been coaching people for about 20 years, okay? The ones who make this shift, they don't just become more productive. They get their life back. They remember what it feels like to have energy. They stop dreading Monday. They start enjoying their work again. And so what I want to do is help you to make this shift personally, not with the generic advice because this is for everyone. I want to do this with a customized energy audit based on your specific patterns, your specific life, and your specific goals. See, because knowing this intellectually isn't enough. You need a plan. You need accountability. You need someone who's helped dozens of people make this exact transformation. This is, and you need to act on this immediately. So, this is what I'm offering here. And understand this, every week that you wait, it's another week exhausted. It's another week that you waste. So One of, so one of the things here, I'm just going to talk about it. I thought I had a slide up there, and so this is when we pivot. All right. What I'm offering is this. I'm offering energy energy audit sessions. Thought I had a slide. Quite all right. So let's go here. So these are energy audit sessions. These are for people who are serious about making this change. So in these sessions, what we do is we'll map out your specific energy patterns and we'll find out when are you actually at your best? When do you crash? See, we'll talk about what triggers your energy drains. We'll even identify your biggest energy vampires. See, the specific people, the situations, the habits that are depleting you daily. What we'll do is we'll design your energy day, your ideal energy day. And this is not some fantasy, but this is a real schedule that works with your actual life and your responsibilities. What we'll do is we'll create protection protocol. Like you'll come up with how to say no without guilt, how to set boundaries that stick, and how to build recovery into your real schedule. See, uh, and let me tell you, this isn't a coaching call where I give you motivation and tell you to work harder and push this. No, this is a working session where we build your personal energy management system. And these sessions are limited. Why? Because they're one-on-one. See, this isn't a group program. It's me and you fixing your energy crisis. Now, you saw the cost of waiting. How much longer are you willing to be tired? You got to ask yourself, every week you wait to fix this, another week you wake up exhausted. Another week you have time but no energy. It's another week you wonder why you can't get ahead. So the people who are crushing it, they're not smarter than you. They don't have more hours than you. We all have the same hours. The thing is, they've learned to manage energy instead of time. So you can keep trying new time management systems, keep downloading apps, keep hoping that this will be the planner that finally works. Or you can address the real problem. The real problem is the energy problem, the thing that's actually holding you back. So 6 months from now, you'll either still be tired, still be trying to manage time better, wondering why nothing works, or you'll have made the shift and wonder why you didn't do it sooner. So, question is, which future are you choosing? All right. So let's just do a recap of what we covered because we covered some things here. And yes, I do have a slide for that. So um, here we go. Let's pull these up here so you can have them all. All right. First, we expose the time management lie. Like you don't have a time problem, you never did. The second thing we did is we identified the real issue, energy. You can't be productive without fuel, no matter how perfect your calendar is, regardless. All right. Third, I showed you how to find your power hours, those 2 to 3 hours where you're actually capable of your best work. Fourth, we covered how to protect your energy like the precious resource that it is. And fifth, I gave you one specific change to make tomorrow that'll prove all this works. Now you know more about productivity than 90% of people grinding themselves basically in the dust with their color-coded calendars. All right. So what do you do now? Stop Stop managing your time. Start managing your energy. Book your energy audit session now. Go to talkwithtrevor.com. Understand this. I only have a limited number of spots because these are personalized one-on-one sessions. These are not group calls, not generic advice. These are your specific energy crisis solved. So I'm going to take the time and put the link into the chat, which is, and for those that are listening, it is talkwithtrevor.com. All right. It may say free session, but when we connect and I'll ask you about the audit and we'll go through and create this for you. So if you go to talkwithtrevor.com and it says free session, book it, book a time. All right. That's important. Now, many times these sessions can be booked within 24 to 48 hours after my workshop. So those are people that are serious. They book immediately. All right. So think about that. Then the people will say, then there's those that say, yeah, I'll think about it. You know what? Those are the ones that are still exhausted 6 months later, still trying to figure out new time management apps. Don't be that person. So you've tried managing time and it doesn't work. This is the time to try something that actually does. So book your session and let's fix this. So this is it. This right here, this is your moment. You can leave here and go back to your time management apps, grab your phone, download something there. You can go back to a color-coded calendar. You can go back to being exhausted and wondering why you can't keep up, or you can make the shift. Stop managing time, start managing energy. Finally understand why you've been struggling and what to actually do about it. So, as I said, the link for the energy audit sessions is in the chat. It is talkwithtrevor.com. So if you're done being tired, if you're ready to work with your biology instead of against it, book your session right now. So I want you to stop managing time, start managing energy. Your future self will thank you for it. So I want to thank you. And for those of you who are here, you see the replay. If you know somebody that needs this, send it to them right now so they can get out of that cycle of managing time and they can manage their energy. So I want to thank you so much. And I'll see you all at your audit session. Book it now, talkwithtrevor.com. See you all soon. Have a great day managing